Welcome back to Gold Derby. I'm Christopher Rosen. I'm joined by Joyce. And Joyce, we're back here to do night 2.
It's been so long. I haven't
Arts
seen you in a
Emmys.
while.
It's so strange. It's been so long. We're wearing the same clothes, though, as we did on night 1. If you're just watching this and like, where are the picks for unstructured reality program and all that great stuff, watch the other video because we did that earlier. Now we're doing night 2. Creative Arts Emmys take place Saturday, September 3rd, Sunday, September 4th. This is the Sunday, September 4th ceremony. Joyce, a lot of great stuff. This is the scripted programming, it seems. More maybe indicative, or we could read the tea leaves to see what we think is going to do well on the Primetime Emmys night on September 12th, which is a Monday, as I learned.
Yes, and as we know from last year, especially last year, people love to overreact to some of the results.
Yes, so it was a big
Queen's Gambit had a big night last year, winning 9. And then a lot of people were just switching over in multiple categories for the main show.
The Queen's Gambit corollary. So we'll start here where we always do, with outstanding choreography for a scripted program.
And as we always do.
Nominees are Euphoria, Goliath, The Porter, Schmigadoon, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas. And I have Schmigadoon winning.
I do as well.
I really wanted to pick Euphoria. Obviously, it has 16 nominations. And I think it could actually do well here, but I think the Schmigadoon choreography is legitimately great and very fun show.
Yeah. It's a legit musical.
Yeah.
Too.
Outstanding cinematography for a limited or anthology series is next, Joyce, or movie. The nominees are Dope Sick, 1883, Gaslit.
We should probably say the episodes.
I don't have them down though.
It's the first episode, 1883.
Yes.
And then Lightning Yellow Hair.
Yes. Gaslit, and then Moon Knight, and then Station 11. And a lot of worthy picks there, I actually think, but I'm going with Dope Sick because it is the top, to me, contender here of these nominees for series. So I'm going with Dope Sick.
Yeah, White Lotus snubbed here.
Yes, which perhaps is a signal that maybe it's not as strong a series. We'll see.
I have Station 11, your beloved Station 11.
Well, I would love to see Station 11 win. Absolutely beautiful show. If that happens, I will not be disappointed, but I have Dope Sick winning. For outstanding cinematography for a multi-camera series, the nominees are Be Positive, The Connors, and How I Met Your Father, and I have Be Positive winning.
I have Himyif winning for Gary Baum, a former winner.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Outstanding cinematography for a single camera series half hour. The nominees are Atlanta, Barry, Grownish, Hacks, Insecure, and Russian Doll. And while I would love to pick Atlanta because I actually interviewed the cinematographer for that show, I'm picking Barry.
I have Barry as well for Carl Hersey. This is for the finale starting now. But I did think about doing Insecure because that also has great cinematography. So the thing is here, since it's a half hour, the past 2 winners have been Mandalorian because it has some episodes that are shorter than 30 minutes.
Yeah, this is actually a really
it's really hard to get a sense of like the shows that are actually 30 minutes, like how they would do here without Mando in the way.
I don't know. I would also give a shout out to the Grownish cinematography, really good in that episode. I interviewed that guy as well. Outstanding cinematography for a single camera series, 1 hour. Love this category. A lot of faves. The nominees are Euphoria, Loki, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Ozark, Squid Game, and Winning Time. And I actually have Euphoria winning here, though I really wanted to pick Winning Time because it felt like the fact that it's nominated would actually help it win because it's not nominated in a lot of places. That means there was a lot of passion for it. And the cinematography is awesome and very notable, but I'm going with Euphoria.
I really want to pick Loki, but I'm doing Euphoria.
Nice. So, Mrs. Maisel here has won twice previously, I think.
Yeah, I thought about that too. That would probably be my runner-up, not even Loki, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's won. So I think it lost to The Crown one time, and then it won twice. And then The Crown won last year, right? Yeah.
For outstanding contemporary costumes, Joyce, the nominees are Blackish, Euphoria, Hacks, Only Murders, Pam and Tommy, and The White Lotus. And I'm going with Euphoria.
I have Pam and Tommy.
Okay.
I don't know. I just said that with a question mark.
Well, I mean, because it's funny that it's in contemporary when it's a period show, but they kind of were able to fudge the rules a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, it was just like whatever episode they submitted.
Yes.
Like met the 25-year threshold.
Right.
So
I love the costumes on Euphoria. I think they're really great. And especially for the episode that it's nominated, I feel like was a really good one. But
well, because I was all so like Pose won this last year contemporary because it always had a lot of trouble winning in period. But its series finale, which is what it submitted last year, was contemporary.
Yes, right.
So it had an easier time winning here.
Right.
Too. So I would love actually to see Hacks win, and also Only Murders. I talked to that costume designer, like
so
a coach show.
Actually could see Only Murders winning. I think I would, if I had to pick a runner-up, it would be that. I tried to go here with like what I felt was the strongest overall shows. So Euphoria, I think, and Only Murders are the strongest two, despite White Lotus's incredible nominations haul, because a lot of that came for its acting, and Pam and Tommy not as strong. So that was my thinking here, but I'd say I thought Only Murders could win.
So the other thing was I mentioned to Sue before, but I didn't count what I picked, but I feel like I have Only Murders in 6 categories.
I'm pretty sure I have it in 5, which we'll
talk about as it'll be 7. Right. Yeah.
Outstanding fantasy and sci-fi costumes: The Book of Boba Fett, Loki, Moon Knight, Star Trek Picard, What We Do in the Shadows, and The Witcher. And I have Book of Boba Fett.
As do I. Although I want to pick Loki.
Book of Boba Fett, I will say, not my favorite Star Wars show, but a lot of cool costumes. So
yeah, I think it's they're flashier.
Yeah, did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, WandaVision won last year, so that had more costumes because of the different decades.
Right.
Every week.
Outstanding period costumes. The nominees are Angeline, Bridgerton, The First Lady, The Great, and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I have Bridgerton.
I have Maisel.
Okay.
Winning.
I think Bridgerton won last year. Or last time.
No, the Queen's won.
Oh, the Queen's one. That's right.
I went back to Maisel because it's won before.
Sure. Contemporary hairstyling: American Horror Stories, Blackish, Euphoria, Hacks, Impeachment, and Ted Lasso. And I have Euphoria.
I do too.
Great hair, beautiful hair. Outstanding period and/or character hairstyling. The nominees are Bridgerton, The First Lady, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Pam and Tommy, and Stranger Things, and I have Bridgerton.
I thought about Bridgerton. Maybe I should do Bridgerton. It won last year, but I again picked Pam and Tommy.
I mean, I have Pam and Tommy coming up, I think, for at least one thing, but
I don't know. I feel like, Bridgerton just kind of like petered off this year, but I mean, it could still win for this because it's like that kind of show, obviously, too. But yeah,
not a First Lady pick here.
No Flotus. Sorry to Flotus. Sorry to the 3 Flotuses.
Outstanding contemporary makeup, non-prosthetic: American Horror Stories, American Horror Story, Angeline, Euphoria, Impeachment, and Ozark, and I have Euphoria.
This is non-prosthetic. I went with Impeachment.
Okay. I mean, I could see it winning. I also thought Angeline too, but I just didn't think it was like, even though it's gotten some nominations here, I didn't think it would have like enough viewership, let's say.
I mean, it's very notable, I think.
Yeah. But I went with Euphoria because, again, under the idea that it's the biggest show here, great makeup, actually, very contemporary, and I think it should, can get it. Outstanding prosthetic makeup, good category here: Angeline, Gaslit, Impeachment, Star Trek Picard, and Stranger Things, and I have my favorite show, Stranger Things, winning.
I do as well.
Incredible makeup. Vecna was all makeup choice. Really well done. Outstanding period or character makeup, non-prosthetic: The First Lady, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Pam and Tommy, Star Trek Picard, and Stranger Things. And here I have Pam and Tommy winning.
I do too. So what? I have like 3 Pam and Tommy ones right now.
Yes. Way to go. I'm so impressed. I love it. Yeah, I mean, just a great makeup. I mean, like we said, Lily James looks nothing like Pamela Anderson with or without prosthetic. So like non-prosthetic, even they do a great job making her look like her face and all these different things. It's really incredible.
And I've always said, like, you know, when they released those first photos of them last spring, I was like, just give, like, people were saying like, oh, they're going to win Emmys for their performances. Like, no, like the makeup team should win Emmys for turning them into
for sure
Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Like, we haven't seen their performances yet.
Right. Incredible stuff. Outstanding main title design, a category I think we both enjoy.
This is a great lineup.
Candy, Cowboy Bebop, Foundation, Lacey's Story, Only Murders, Pachinko, and Severance. And here is my first of many Only Murders wins, Joyce.
I have Only Murders as well, which there a lot of great credits here, but I have to say Only Murders is my favorite of these.
Same. It's so cool. I just think it's so creative.
And it works so well with the theme too.
Yes.
So
and a spoiler alert for a few. I have that as well. But let's see. Outstanding music composition for a limited or anthology series, movie, or special. Original dramatic score. The nominees are 1883, Moon Knight, Station 11, A Very British Scandal, and The White Lotus. And I'm going against the grain here, Joyce. I'm picking Station 11 for Dan Romer's score.
Wow.
Sorry to White Lotus.
I just have White Lotus.
I think a lot of people probably think White Lotus. If the music is, you're either very excited about the music or find it annoying. I was also excited about the music and I love the theme, but I think Station 11 on a whole is just a beautiful score. And if people actually listen to these, I would put Station 11 and 1883 actually at the top.
I love the 1883
score. I mean, like, I don't know if people are actually listening though, that they're just picking their favorite show or show that they know got a lot of nominations, then White Lotus should win easily.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of the White Lotus score. I don't hate it, but I'm just like, I prefer other ones.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people love it. And I just feel like you could just win
based on that.
Because of that, and also because it's the strongest show here. But I do agree, like the 1883 score is incredible.
Yeah.
The Station 11 score is good as well. And then I guess they just name check Nathan Barr now for stuff. So
yep. Good for him. Outstanding music composition for a series, original dramatic score. Great category as well. Flight Attendant, Loki, Only Murders, Schmigadoon, Severance, and Succession. Now I'm going with Succession because I think I have a contractual obligation to pick Nicholas Britell to win an Emmy here for it. But I'm not I'm not convinced it's going to happen, Joyce.
No, I could totally see him losing. This is a very strong category, and I love that the Flight Attendant got in here because it didn't get in last year, although it won theme for Blake Neely. But I'm glad I got in this year. And you know, I love my Loki score, Natalie Holt, my girl. But yeah, I am also contractually obligated to pick Nick.
If he doesn't win, who would win?
I think Severance can win, although I would like Hope Dick Loki. And also like Only Murders, as we've said. But yeah, so like Nick hasn't won for this category because he lost 2 years ago to Ludwig Göransson for Mandalorian, and then Ludwig won last year as well. So he's gone for now.
I would say it would not be a makeup win because I think the third season of Succession, the score is the best yet, I would argue.
Yeah, like the rate score, which he didn't submit for this. He submitted Chanticleer, the penultimate episode, which also great. I think like that one, because like obviously I've been listening to it like almost every day. Like I think that episode has more variety, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, it's just such a great. That's why I hope he wins. But I think if I had to pick an alternate, it would be Severance. The Theodore Shapiro score is like dope. People
so that
really
one,
like
so I talked to him too. Yeah, like that score. So he submitted the finale, and the finale is just wall to wall music.
Yes.
So you could be of two minds of that as well if you're actually like watching these episodes and listening to vote for this, or if you're not just like voting for your favorite show. Like you could either be annoyed by like the wall to wall music or find it intriguing. Because the other thing they also did on that show is like there is very little music from at the beginning of the season. It just kind of like increased throughout the season, and then it's just music everywhere. So I don't know, but yeah. So then like Murders, Sid, Dartha Khosla Sid, he submitted Boy from 6B, the best episode of the season.
Right.
And that's, I mean, you would think like it's a silent episode, so, but that's when his music is more at the forefront
Mhm.
because it has to carry some of the drama when Theo is signing. And then that actually has the loudest music of the season too, in the flashback on the roof when he pushes Zoe over.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is a great category.
It really is. Outstanding music supervision. Nominees are Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Ozark, Stranger Things, and The White Lotus. I'm going with Stranger Things. It's the Dear Billy episode, so it's the Kate Bush episode. Miss Maisel, I think, has won here before. I'd say Euphoria is a strong contender. I'm still sticking with Stranger Things.
Yeah, Mrs. Maisel has won twice. And both times, like Amy Sherman Palladino and Daniel Palladino were credited with the win too.
Mhm.
But I think this time it's just Robin Erding. But yeah, I have Stranger Things. So
Love it. I'm here for it. Outstanding original main title theme music. We just kind of touched on this. Loki, Only Murders, Severance, Squid Game, and The White Lotus, and I have Only Murders.
yes. Although I think I haven't changed it yet. I think I saw Loki first, but I will be changing it to Only Murders.
I will say you can't really go wrong with any of these. It's a great
No.
category, but Only Murders is the best.
Yeah, like
The theme is
I want
awesome.
Loki to win something for the score, but I don't know what to do. Yeah. So
Outstanding original music and lyrics. The nominees are Euphoria for Elliot's song, Euphoria for I'm Tired, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Schmigadoon, and This Is Us, and I have Schmigadoon winning.
I do too.
Like we said, it's a musical. There you go. That's kind of my pick.
Yeah, and I don't know, between like the Euphoria songs, I feel like they could kind of cancel each other out almost.
Well, I think they could, but I think the Elliot song is obviously the more memorable one. Like, but it's not being sung by Zendaya, even though she's a nominee for it, for writing.
Well, I mean, I don't really think that like matters that much.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah. I mean, because it's not like any of these are, like last year it was Agatha All Along, right? That was like a moment.
None of
And
these
the
are
Euphoria won the year before for All For Us.
right.
But yeah, so This Is Us's only nomination.
Yeah.
This Forever Now for Sid again, and Taylor Goldsmith, Mandy Moore's husband.
Outstanding production design for a narrative contemporary program 1 hour or more. The nominees are The Flight Attendant, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Succession, and The White Lotus. And here I actually have Severance.
I have Severance too. I was torn between Severance and Squid Game.
Same.
So Squid Game won the Guild back then, but obviously Severance wasn't around. So I could see, like, I think these are the two shows that really use and need their surroundings. Not that like these other shows don't, but I think, just like, but because of the conceit of their shows.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Succession, I would love it because they submitted Too Much Birthday, which was basically a bottle episode.
And really great.
Yeah, those sets, we're never gonna see them again.
No, really great.
But yeah, like the Treehouse
is awesome.
Newspapers, like it will be a great win too, but I don't really see it winning here. Yeah. So I have Severance.
Outstanding production design for a narrative period or fantasy program 1 hour or more. The nominees are The Gilded Age, The Great, Loki, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Stranger Things. And I have Marvelous Mrs. Maisel winning.
This is where I have my Loki win.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Mrs. Maisel, I think, is just a good show, good sets. Basically, that was it for me.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Loki also great.
So, yeah. But I feel like this is the best chance of Loki to have a win.
Sure.
Its categories. So.
Outstanding production design for a narrative program half hour. The nominees are Bob Hart's Abishola, Emily in Paris, Hacks, Only Murders, Schmigadoon, Ted Lasso, and the United States of Al. And I have Only Murders in the Building.
I do as well.
So that's my third Only Murders win.
Is it my
None for Ted Lasso. None for Gretchen Wieners.
I mean, honestly, this, like, the production design is so important to Only Murders.
Yeah.
It's the titular role, the building, the Arconia.
It is.
So. And all those apartments are just incredible. The set deck.
It's beautiful. It's so good.
I've talked to both the production designer and the set decorator.
Wow.
And Rich Murray. Go me. So
nice. No wonder you're picking it.
I know. So they have to win now.
Next up, outstanding single camera picture editing for a comedy series. The nominees are Barry, Hacks, Insecure, Only Murders for the episode Fan Fiction, Only Murders for the episode Open and Shut, Ted Lasso for No Weddings and a Funeral, and Ted Lasso for Rainbow. And I actually have Barry here winning.
I have Barry as well.
So my thought was Barry's winning directing for Bill Hader, and the other Only Murders and Ted Lasso are better for the series win, but they're going to cancel each other out, and Barry wins.
Yeah, so I think Ted overcame a vote split here last year.
Yeah.
But I basically just went with Barry because I was like, there's 2 Teds and 2 murders. And yeah, like I think Hacks got 3 in here last year. So I don't know, maybe Hacks could win. Now there just has 1 too. But I went with Barry because I love Barry.
Yeah. Outstanding single camera picture editing for a drama series. And I'm using Euphoria. I talked to these people who did the Euphoria editing. Joyce, it's an incredible episode. They're so great. Severance in Perpetuity, Severance, The We Are, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, All the Bells Say, and Succession, Shiantashire. And I have Severance, The We Are.
I don't know what to do here. So
it's
I
temporarily
have Succession, All the Bells Say.
Sure.
But I'm also debating between The We Are and Squid Game for Gang Boo.
So The We Are is the finale of Severance. Like we said, it's a master work of editing, and the way it's like one long, basically, just
it's not one take, which is what it sounds like.
No, I'm sorry. It's like a crescendo. It's just a one episode that's just like constant crescendo.
It's very well paced.
Yes,
it's as we've said multiple times. It's only 41 minutes.
Yes.
And yeah, it builds up the tension really well, like towards the end too. So it's really like the top 3 in series, like that and Squid Game and Succession that I'm torn over, because I feel like they could just give it to Succession again because it's the series front runner, know, and it won the Ace Eddie for the finale, All the Bells Say, over Shiantashire. So I feel like it's not gonna have a problem overcoming that vote split, just like I don't think Severance will have a problem overcoming a vote split over In Perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, Squid Game is just there by itself with Gang Boo, and it's the best episode.
Great episode. People really like it. The reason I went with Severance over Squid Game is I think Severance has taken the spot as the most believable runner-up to Succession. I don't think Squid Game has the momentum as any longer.
No, but it's just like it's still like there, and it's like that's still like I was thinking about this also with directing too, because I have like Severance winning directing.
Yeah.
Even though I think the Squid Game pilot is maybe, I don't know if it's like better, but I think it's like the most excitingly directed episode. I don't know. I feel like it really draws you in. So I don't have it winning, also because it's currently in first, and whatever's in first right now does not win.
Right.
So
really competitive category though. Great shows all around.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding single camera picture editing for a limited or anthology series or movie. The nominees were Dope Sick, Black Box Warning, Dope Sick, First Bottle, Pam and Tommy, Station 11, White Lotus, Departures, and White Lotus, Mysterious Monkeys. And I believe I have Dope Sick, Black Box Warning.
I again have Pam and Tommy here. What am I doing?
So you have 4 Pam and Tommy wins. I guess it's splitting its votes all over the place.
Because I was gonna go with Dope Sick. So then I was like Black Box Warning is a great episode. First Bottle is the first one. I feel like I would have picked Dope Sick if it had just had 1.
Right.
I don't know. Like White Lotus also has 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll
incredibly tough category.
Go to something else.
Maybe they do not make it easy.
Maybe I'll go off of Pam and Tommy in a category.
Do Station 11 maybe.
I already did Station 11 in a category. You didn't pick it in.
And then outstanding multi-camera picture editing for a comedy series. The nominees were Call Me Kat and How I Met Your Father. I have How I Met Your Father.
Himyef, 2-time Emmy winner.
Sure.
Yeah.
Outstanding sound editing for comedy, drama, half hour, and animation. Here we are, Joyce. We made it to the big categories. Nominees are Arcane, Barry, Cobra Kai, Love, Death, and Robots, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. And congratulations to Ted Lasso. I have it winning its first Creative Arts Emmy. I think it won here last year in this category. And I have it winning again this year.
Yeah, so editing or something.
You broke up there. What was that?
Editing or sound mixing?
I have it for sound editing.
Sound editing. Wait, there's too many sounds here. Where's my list? Oh my god. Okay. So, oh no, that's the other one.
Actually, tell us my one for
so I have Barry here.
Sure.
Yeah, Ted won mixing, not editing last year.
That's right.
So yeah, I have Barry here because this is starting now, the finale. So it has the panther sounds. You don't see the panther, but you hear the panther. So that's it. Okay. That's all I got.
For outstanding sound editing in a comedy or drama, 1 hour, the nominees were Better Call Saul, Boba Fett, Loki, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Stranger Worlds, and Stranger Things, and I have Stranger Things.
I also have Stranger Things.
Great sound.
Yeah, it's one before here. So why not?
The funny thing is, like, I think I tweeted this when I watched it. The sound is really great. It actually does have great sound. So good. Outstanding sound editing for a limited or anthology series, American Horror Story, Gaslit, Midnight Mass, Moon Knight, Station 11. And I actually have Midnight Mass winning.
Wow. I have Station 11 winning.
Okay. Midnight Mass, I just thought had like really good sound as well. Station 11 is the biggest show of this group, so I could see it winning. I don't know.
Yeah. So like the last couple of years here, I think it's just been like the sweeper. Like it was Queens and Watchmen, you know. So, but it's like, you know, we don't have either Dope Sick or White Lotus here.
Outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama, half hour. This is where Ted Lasso won last year. I have it winning again. Barry, Curb, Hacks, Only Murders, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. I have Ted Lasso.
So this is where I think I have like my 11th win for Only Murder.
Perfect.
I don't. So it's the Boy from 6B, obviously, episode. Although I also wanted to do Barry, but then I feel like I have like 4 wins for Barry too. This is like really bad. I don't know what I'm doing here.
And we don't have Ted, and you don't. It's funny because so you still have Hacks winning series. I think at this point as we're recording, even if you're going to move off it.
Just because I haven't like
sure. And I have Ted Lasso winning. I could see Only Murders winning, but neither one of us have Barry even close. And it's
but Barry, like the tech is really good, and also this episode is all the sauces, which is the 4th episode, which is the one with the bomb app, which I love.
You did love the bomb app.
So I was gonna do Barry, but then I was like, Only Murders, like Boy from 6B. Like the sound design in that episode is incredible.
It really is.
But then I really do think I have Only Murders winning like 6 categories.
Outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama, 1 hour. Better Call Saul, Euphoria, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Ozark, Stranger Things, or Succession. And I'm gonna have Stranger Things again here as well.
This one I would love to see Succession win because they also did Too Much Birthday. So I don't think Stranger Things has won this one, but I can see it winning. Yeah, I could see Stranger Things winning, but I would love to hope it's Succession.
Outstanding sound mixing for a limited or anthology series, Dope Sick, Gaslit, Moon Knight, Pam and Tommy, The White Lotus. Joyce, another opportunity for you to go Pam and Tommy.
I know.
I'm actually going to go Moon Knight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually, because I knew I was picking so much Pam and Tommy, I went with Dope Sick.
Nice.
Even though I think like Pam and Tommy, maybe I should like switch another one and give this one to Pam and Tommy.
Pam and Tommy could really win.
I don't know what I'm doing. I have so many wins for Pam and Tommy.
Outstanding special visual effects in a season or movie. The nominees were Boba Fett, Foundation, Lost in Space, Stranger Things, and The Witcher, and I'm going Stranger Things.
I went with for both special effects categories, I just went with the guild winners.
Okay.
So I just went with Foundation.
I think Foundation's really good special effects, but I feel like Stranger Things actually looks great. For a lot of shows nowadays don't look good, and Stranger Things looks like they really did spend the money wisely. So an outstanding special visual effects in a single episode: The Man Who Fell to Earth, C, Snowpiercer, Squid Game, and Vikings Valhalla. And I have Squid Game.
I have C because it beat Squid Game at the Guild. So again, I just went with the Guild.
Sure. So. An outstanding stunt coordination for a comedy or variety series program: Barry, Cobra Kai, Hawkeye, Peacemaker, The Righteous Gemstones, and What We Do in the Shadows. And Joyce, I have Barry winning.
I have Barry winning.
I think Hawkeye will win.
I really wanted to pick so the problem with this, not the problem, but like it's so they've changed like the category for stunts in the past couple of years, because there's now there's also stunt performance, and then they split stunt coordination into like this, and then what's the other one called for drama? So this is comedy or variety, and the other one's for drama unlimited.
Yes.
So here, let me look it up. So last year was just stunt coordination in general and stunt performance. So then Mandalorian won, which is gone. So Mandalorian has won twice the past 2 years. And then 2 years ago, they still had comedy or variety stunts, and it was so Shameless has won multiple times, I think. Yeah. And then Glow and Game of Thrones have also won. And those aren't really surprising. And I feel like we don't really have that type of show here. And then there's Cobra Kai, which is nominated, I think, like every year, but has never won. So yeah, I just went with Barry. Just also because of like 710 North.
That was my thinking, but I mean, I think if I had to pick a runner-up, it would be Hawkeye.
I would love it. But...
outstanding stunt coordination for a drama, limited, or anthology series or movie: Blacklist, Boba Fett, Moon Knight, 911, Lone Star, Stranger Things, and The Witcher. And I have Stranger Things winning here as well. Boba Fett a close second.
I have Boba Fett.
So I think Boba Fett could win, but I'm going Stranger Things again. Great stunts, beautiful stunts, Joyce. Outstanding stunt performance. The nominees are Barry, The Blacklist, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Squid Game, and Stranger Things. And here I have Squid Game.
I have Squid Game because it won the Guild.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Next up is outstanding casting for a comedy series. The nominees are Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb, Hacks, Only Murders, and Ted Lasso. We've talked about this one a lot. I actually have Abbott Elementary winning.
I do too, but I was also thinking, so Ted won last year, so it could win again. But like, what if Only Murders wins?
So I think
also incredible casting. It's sort of like Succession in that it hires a lot of New York theater actors, and I think all of the Oconia residents are impeccably cast.
Same. I could see Only Murders winning. I have it in my runner-up spot. I think if Only Murders wins this, like we said, the Queen's Gambit corollary in play. If Only Murders wins casting, I think it will win series.
So Ted won last year, Schitt's Creek won the year before, Fleabag won before that, Maisel. Yeah, so casting has aligned with series.
No, I don't think Abbott Elementary, like we had said. I think if it wins here, it doesn't mean it's winning series. I still don't think it has enough support. But I think Only Murders would win if it wins series. If it wins here, wins series. I'll tell you, if it wins here, I'm going to switch to series. From 10.
Like it's funny because like I've thought about its casting before, but I was always just kind of like, oh, Ted can easily just win again, and then I was like, oh, Abbott could win. Like this it's only below the line category, and now I'm just like, what if it's Only Murders?
I mean, I think you can make the case for all three. I think Ted, if we're talking about it, they added like Sarah Niles was incredible ad,
and they nominated like almost the entire cast.
Nominated almost the entire cast. The Toheeb Jamo obviously was a first season cast member, but they really upped him at Sam in second season, and he like stepped up in a big way and got nominated. Sam Richardson in a guest spot was killer. Like a lot of good stuff, really good casting, and it could easily win here, like you said, and just win series. But I don't know, all three of those I think would be deserving. It's a great category. Hacks we didn't even talk about. It's got multiple acting nominees as well, so maybe that gets me. I mean, like, very difficult category, much like comedy series in general. But I'm still gonna stick with Abbott because I just think part of me is like, I think there's something to be said for Only Murders, where you have like Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and like you said, a bunch of New York theater actors, and like Tina Fey and all these people. But Abbott Elementary is like, I think the most famous person probably was Sheryl Lee Ralph, right? And then everybody else is like somebody you've never seen before, or don't really remember, or have seen in like things as like a seventh lead or something, like Lisa Ann Walter. And they're all so well, and they work so well together. Plus, you have the added stress of having the kids having to cast. I just think,
yeah,
like,
that's why I have it winning too. And it's just like, it's like
very deserving,
likable, and you just kind of fall in love with all of them.
And that's like not easy to do. I don't think that's easy to do, actually. I don't think it's easy to like just be like, here's a show, and within the first episode, you're gonna love every one of these characters and like want to ride or die for this show. And Abbott Elementary does that. So I have it winning, but Only Murders can win. I don't know. It's tough. Outstanding casting for a drama series, Joyce. The nominees were Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets, a show we haven't mentioned at all in either one of these videos, as we're up to night 2 of the Creative Arts Emmys. Joyce, I have Yellow Jackets winning for casting.
I have it too. This is the category it deserves to win the most.
Yeah.
Of its 7 nominations.
Yeah. So, great casting.
I mean, I would not be shocked if Succession just wins again. So,
could easily, I think.
Yeah, but I can see this being similar to Abbott and comedy, and we've talked about before. This could just be like when Stranger Things won for season 1 and it didn't win series.
Right.
Like, I don't have Yellow Jackets winning series, but it's just, again, the casting is so crucial to this show. And
it's like a great trick. I mean, they do a great job.
And then like during voting, they were announcing their season 2 casting too.
And it's awesome. Everyone was like very excited about it. So I think that's good. Outstanding casting for a limited or anthology series or movie, Joyce. The nominees were Dope Sick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, and The White Lotus. And I'm going to go with White Lotus.
Same.
Had a ton of acting nominations. Really well cast, I think, as well. No offense to Dope Sick. If I had to pick my fave, I might do The Dropout, but I don't think it's going to win. So
I don't know what I would pick if I voted. I feel like Inventing Anna was just like a lot of scandal actors.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would pick if I voted, but I think White Lotus is winning.
That's again night 2 of Creative Arts Emmys. That's what we're doing right here. Night 1 we did previously. It's another video. Go check it out. Outstanding actor in a short form comedy or drama series, Joyce. The nominees were Anthony A. Anderson for Anacostia, Bill Burr for Moral Compass, Brendan Gleeson for State of the Union, Tim Robinson for I Think You Should Leave, and Ikechukwu Ufmadu for Words with Ike. I have no idea what to do here. I'm going with Tim Robinson for I Think You Should Leave.
So first of all, this is a different Anthony Anderson.
I know that, yes.
Yes. I think a lot of people thought when nominations came out that this was the Anthony Anderson of Blackish and Law and Order, but this is a different one. I thought about just doing the State of the Union duo with Brendan Gleeson and Patricia Clarkson, because the last duo, Chris O'Dowd and Rosamund Pike, won. But I also have Tim Robinson, so
it could be a Hope Diction.
Like, I don't like, these are so hard to predict.
Yeah, it could be a Hope Diction, and I don't know if people like him or not, but I Think You Should Leave is like the most sticky of these shows for sure. Like, and people have heard of it.
So like last year was JB Smoove for Mapleworth Murders. Yeah. Year before it was Lawrence Fishburne for #Free Rayshawn. So the past 2 years I went to Quibi. Remember Quibi? Yeah. Great network. Mm-hmm. RIP. Whatever happened to that? Not HBO Max. So no. Discovery. HBO Disco Plus next year, I guess. Yeah. For outstanding actress in a short form comedy or drama series, Joyce, the nominees were Jacinthe Blankenship for Intersection,
Patricia Clarkson for State of the Union, Desi Lydic for Desi Lydic Fox Explains, Ray Seahorn for Cooper's Bar, and Sydney Washington for Bridesman. And I have Ray Seahorn for Cooper's Bar winning 2 Emmys then. She's going to Maya Rudolph this shit.
So again, I was like, what if I just do Patty here?
You could.
Like, I know. But then I can't, as we've discussed, I can't predict Ray.
Not even here.
Call Saul. But I think I can predict her here. Why can't I predict her here? It's not Better Call Saul.
Sure. I have her winning 2.
I know. What, like, I feel like I really can't predict her for Better Call Saul.
No, you're not allowed to. Sorry. But I have her winning here.
Again, like last year was Keke Palmer. I don't know. It's just I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, and Jasmine Cephas Jones 2 years before that. So
we're down to our last few categories here on night 2 of the Creative Arts Emmys. It's the guest actors and then outstanding television movie. Let's do the outstanding television movie first, and then we'll do the actors to close out because it's just so much fun. So outstanding television movie. I know you love this one. The nominees were Chip and Dale, Ray Donovan, Reno 911, The Survivor, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas. And Joyce, I'm going with David Zaslav's favorite director, Barry Levinson's The Survivor.
I mean, I have nothing else to say about this because I have already said I'm doing Chip and Dale and I'm not changing it. So.
Tell me about the Chip and Dale FYC campaign. I saw you tweet about this the other day.
They, on the penultimate day of voting, they tweeted, and also Instagram, on all their socials, basically their mock-up of like a newspaper cover, one of each for Chip and Dale. And like their thing was, let me just find it to read it because like it was so funny. Rescue Rangers. Great stuff here. Love to keep people waiting. Yeah, so it's so the ad is movies based on TV shows nominated for TV awards in the TV movie category monthly. That's the name of the magazine. So the cover line says Chip and Dale go for gold. And this one is Employee of the Month, unsure if he will leave work early to make it to the red carpet. And then the other one, like so one for each. It's so that was for Chip. So this one for Dale is Dale considers CGI surgery upgrade for the award show. Could we watch him in 8K?
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, just give it to him for that. I also think like, I don't know what they do here, honestly. I truly don't, because last year Dolly Parton won. And
no offense to Dolly Parton, I would actually argue this is a stronger lineup than last year.
But also like not really surprising. Like, I'm sure some people were just like, oh, I love Dolly Parton, you know, and it was also on Netflix, her thing. So
what if Ray Donovan wins, Joyce?
I could totally see Ray Donovan winning.
People love Ray Donovan.
Let's get Liev Schreiber an Emmy.
Yeah.
So he's narrated so much stuff and has never won. Great narrator.
He is a great narrator. Joyce, now down to the final 4 categories, night 2 of the Creative Arts Emmys, the guest actor and actress categories. Outstanding guest actor in a drama series. We've talked about this in other episodes. The nominees are Adrian Brody for Succession, James Cromwell for Succession, Coleman Domingo for Euphoria, Ariane Moayed for Succession, Tom Pelphrey for Ozark, and Alexander Skarsgård for Succession. And I have Coleman Domingo for Euphoria.
I think I'm just gonna keep Skarsgård, even though I don't think he's winning.
Okay.
I just, I've been wrong here the past 2 years. Last year, I think I purposely just stuck with Timothy Olyphant, obviously, for Mando, and Courtney B. Vance won. And I don't think anyone got Ron Cephas Jones right 2 years ago.
So the reason I'm like, I love Coleman Domingo so much. I interviewed him for Euphoria, Joyce. This is not why I'm picking him. I'm picking him because I think he's great, but it helped that I interviewed him. But the thing I would say is he could have easily won for the special that they did 2 years ago. It was like the in between season 1 and 2, they did like in standalone, like special episodes. And his episode was just him and Zendaya. It's an incredible episode. Even if you don't watch Euphoria, you could just hop in and watch that. It's basically like a movie. and it's so good, and he's incredible in it, and I just love it so much. And he's not in this, even though it's obviously a guest and whatever. His episode is the one that he's in this season is good, and he's very good in it, and he has like a lot of solid moments, but it's not as good as that. So I feel like if he wins, it almost would be a makeup win for like previous work that he's done with Euphoria. That said,
sure, but I also feel like he can just win because there's 4 Succession guys.
Yeah, no, of course.
So it's like
And if we were ranking them, I think you're right. Skarsgård is the top choice there. He pees on a
like I'm trying not to think too much about the guest categories because clearly they don't either.
Wow, good burn. Next would be let's see, outstanding guest actress in a drama series. Joyce talked about this one a lot. Nominees were Hope Davis for Succession, Marsha Gay Harden for The Morning Show, Martha Kelly for Euphoria, Sanaa Lathan for Succession, Lee Yu-mi for Squid Game, and Harriet Walter for Succession. And I, as of course, infamously have Lee Yu-mi for Squid Game.
Yes, she's gonna win because she's been trending on Google in LA and New York. So
that's right.
Yeah,
she has a better Google Trends data in New York and LA than Harriet Walter.
I'm gonna just keep Harriet.
Okay. So when we were doing this and I was getting dragged for my comments, somebody was saying, how could, like, do you think the fact that Harriet Walter is playing an unlikable character would make her not win here? Because we've talked about how they don't like there's a sexism in the voting block, it seems, against like women who aren't likable. And I'm saying all this in air quotes because I don't believe it, but you know what I mean.
No, because she's not like a regular. I think that applies more to like the regular actors.
Okay, because she definitely is not the warmest figure on the show.
No, but I don't think like it really matters for her here. And honestly, you know, she probably could have won 2 years ago if it were not for Cherry Jones from the same show.
Right.
So who's also not the warmest character.
No.
Nan Pierce.
Nan was great though because she had a lot of laughs.
She was amazing. I know, and then like Cherry won back to back because she won for her Nothing performance and Handmaids the year before. So it's like they kind of quote unquote wasted that one on her when they could have just waited a year to give it to her for Succession, for which she was actually deserving.
This is, I would say, like, no, I like this category a lot. If I was actually picking my favorite, it would be Martha Kelly for Euphoria. She is absolutely terrifyingly evil in Euphoria. Because it's her deadpan comedy, but as like a drug dealer who you think is the most dangerous person alive. It's a great performance. I think she's so good on it. They're really, really good.
Yeah, I would vote for Harriet if I were voting here. And as we know, last year Claire Foy won.
Right.
So
who could forget?
Not me.
Outstanding guest actor in a comedy series, Joyce. The nominees were Gerard Carmichael for SNL, Bill Hader for Barry, James Lance.
Not for Barry, for Curb Enthusiasm.
Wow, I had the wrong thing written down. Bill Hader for Curb. Bill Hader was so great on Barry, he's nominated here too now. Bill Hader for Curb, James Lance for Ted Lasso, Nathan Lane for Only Murders, Christopher McDonald Hacks, and Sam Richardson for Ted Lasso. And I have the King of the Dips, Nathan Lane.
And you know, fun fact, Nathan Lane does not eat dips. I asked him what his favorite dip was. He said he doesn't eat dips. He's never had any, and that's a Martin Short thing. Can you believe what kind of, talk about an actor. Like method acting, man.
That is
so believable.
So believable.
Thing, yeah.
So I actually think Nathan Lane will win here. So I have Only Murders, I think, winning 5 Creative Arts Emmys. We'll talk about this after we get through the actress, and maybe we can figure out if it's going to win series. But Nathan Lane, absolutely deserving winner. If I had to pick a runner-up, it'd actually be Sam Richardson for Ted Lasso, because holy shit, he is so funny. It's a great episode. And he's a great
I have Nathan winning, and I have Dill in second, which is also a hilarious episode. He plays 3, unlike a lot of people on Curb who play versions of themselves. He played 3 different people, or characters, and yeah, he was great. And as we've also discussed before, it's notable that he got in here for Curb. Its only acting nomination after it didn't get any acting nominations for his previous season. So he has Bill Hader is a 5-time nominee this year. And that another notable thing we had discussed like way back was that Jason Sudeikis did not get in for an easy layup to SNL nomination. Missed for returning to host SNL when they just hand out guest hosts or guest nominations for former cast members returning to host, like Candy.
And that's part of the reason why I have Steve Martin winning Best Actor, because I don't think that Jason Sudeikis is as strong of a contender.
That you mean that's why lead actor Martin Short will win?
So no, I have Martin Short. I think it's supporting, right? Because he's a supporting character on the show.
I think in your dream ballot, but
it must have been
in real life, lead actor Martin Short is winning.
So. It must have been my TV line dream ballot for supporting actor. And then finally, Joyce, outstanding guest actress in a comedy series. The nominees were Jane Addams for Hacks, Harriet Sansom Harris for Hacks, Jane Lynch for Only Murders, Laurie Metcalf for Hacks, Caitlin Olsen for Hacks, and Harriet Walter for Ted Lasso. And I have Jane Lynch winning for Only Murders.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not changing any of my guests.
No, we talked about this. It's just tough. I think Jane Lynch is a deserving winner. I think she wasn't done any injury or increase by season 2 of the show, whereas like Nathan Lane had like great run. She was funny in the season 2 of Only Murders, but not as much of a factor, kind of just like a pop-up to remember like, hey, we love that character from season 1. So I think there would have been room for one of the Hacks people to win, but I think it's too evenly matched between Harriet Sansom Harris and Laurie Metcalf and Jane Addams. I think they could all have their own pockets of support. Caitlin Olsen is a makeup nominee for last year. I don't know. I think Jane Lynch wins for Only Murders. That was the reasoning.
Yeah, I think she's in first too.
She is.
Right. Yeah. So I think both her and Nathan are in first.
So
yeah, the lineup just broke her way too with the 4 Hacks ladies. And I think like we have different Hacks preferences because you like Laurie and I like Harriet.
That's right.
So
I don't dislike Harriet. I love Harriet, but I just like Laurie
more. Yeah.
So
it could be Murders could sweep.
So
the guest categories.
Murders could sweep the guest categories, and coming out of this night, if my picks, a great host of this, Joyce, would have written our stuff down. Not this guy. He's just going off the dome right now.
I really do think I have 6 for.
I think I have 5 for Murders. I think I have 2 for Ted Lasso, and they're both in the sound categories. And I think I have 4 or 5 for Barry.
I don't have any for Ted.
So Ted Lasso is coming out of these creative arts with a generous 2, perhaps.
I mean, it could definitely win sound mixing, even though I didn't pick it for it, because that's for Rainbow.
So that would just be 1 if it wins 1. It could win 1 of these. And then we're still thinking it's the favorite to win series. Will people, if what we have just laid out happens in any fashion, if Only Murders ends up with like 4 or 5 wins, and Ted Lasso gets like 2, and Barry gets like 3 or 4, will people be jumping ship from Ted Lasso for series?
You mean in terms of prediction? You mean like overreacting to the results? Yes. Yeah, I'm sure people will overreact to results.
Will I overreact to the results?
Of course. You did. You switched to Thomas Brody Sangster last year.
So I will have Only Murders winning series, and Steve Martin for Best Actor, and Ted Lasso winning only the supporting actor and actress categories.
I think in the main show, I think I only have Ted winning for Brett. I don't even know where my stuff is. Yeah, I mean, like Hacks didn't win. I mean, I know Hacks didn't win series last year, but it didn't win anything at Creative Arts, and it won 3 at the main show.
Right.
So
I guess I'm like, Ted Lasso doesn't, but we're like, the thing is, like, directing and writing, we don't have a winning. We talked about this the other day. We don't have a winning a lot of below the line stuff. And I don't know. I'm just like, it is a very evenly matched comedy category. I equally don't have Succession winning a ton. So I guess you could be arguing that, like, why would Succession lose for series? But I just think Succession overall is much stronger than Ted Lasso. Maybe that's just my impression of things, not like reality, but I don't know.
No, I mean, I think I feel like Succession is better positioned in its categories than Ted is. Like, right. Even below the line, even though it's not a very craft heavy show. Right. But yeah, I mean, we just said like Ted could just win casting again. So then it's like, oh, that's a big coup. Like, even if you just win casting.
So I think whatever happens, if Ted wins nothing but casting, I will have a winning series. I think whatever wins casting, I almost could see myself picking for series, though maybe not
So
Abbott.
you would pick Abbott if it
I don't
does
know. I would be maybe considering it. It depends on how well Only Murders does. Like right now,
But
my
like
picks,
I think we've always, even if we haven't like actively discussed it, it was always on the table that Murders would do well at Creative Arts just because that's the type of show.
sure. And it could easily go, like we said, like 4 or 5 wins and then like not win series. And I don't know. It's just, it is a really tough category.
I know, because like I think I do have 6 and I don't know. I mean, I should probably change that.
No, I mean, I think I have
That's kind of
5.
insane.
I think I have 5 and you have 6. The one we differed on it. Let me go back and look. Lost my.
I think it's because of sound mixing, because I have Murders
Yes.
and you have
Yes,
Ted.
that's
So
right.
I have 0 Ted.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a really tough category, comedy.
Yeah, but like the thing is like I don't like it's just like last year too. Like I didn't expect Ted to have a big haul at Creative Arts last year,
Right.
but I think the difference was everyone knew it was winning comedy series. That's the difference, right?
So Ted last year
was always going to win casting last year,
right? Ted last year felt like Succession this year, where even if it doesn't have a great haul on the night of the Creative Arts Emmys, it'll still win series because it's an undeniable winner. And I'm not sure Ted season 2 has that same strength, especially with the strength of the nominees and so many good alternate picks. Like we said with Succession and drama this year, I think all of those shows are worthy nominees and they all have like pockets of support, but there's really no one major competitor to it. You know, like Euphoria or Severance or Squid Game, those are all going to have really strong showings, I think, but Succession will still win. And I think comedy, you have Only Murders is almost on equal footing with Ted, you could argue.
Yeah, and like so I think I'm Barry winning 4.
Yeah.
But I don't think Barry's winning series.
No.
So, and I think Pam and Tommy winning 4. I mean, like,
so Pam and Tommy for best.
Just picking Pam and Tommy for everything.
Yeah, Pam and Tommy for series, I think is what you're saying, right? It's going to beat Dope Sick and White Lotus.
I don't even know how many. I think I picked White Lotus for 2 things.
I will say that's why I have part of the reason why I have Lily James in first in actress is because I think Pam and Tommy is a stronger show than The Dropout. That plus the transformation, I think, was a bigger swing for Lily James.
So, as we know, you only vote in your own branch categories,
right?
So I feel like even like you're a makeup artist and you're like Pam and Tommy, the best, voting for it in all like the makeup categories or whatever. But then when you come to the program awards, like maybe you don't actually like Pam and Tommy the show as a whole. Maybe you like Dope Sick, and that's how you've over Dope Sick, or you over White Lotus, or Inventing Anna,
right?
You know, so I think like in that way, like Ted can still win, even if it's you're picking Barry for sound mixing if you're in sound, or Murders for sound mixing, because you think that was actually the best and better than Ted in sound mixing. But then when you're voting for comedy series, Ted is
like the
show
more.
Show.
And I guess the thing is, I could see that happening, but I think, and Ted could easily win, and I would love season 2 of Ted Lasso, and I think it should win. It could win, and I would be very happy if it won. But the thing is, like we had said, I think the other day, is that the one issue in that is that Only Murders, I think, is a big tent show that will have a lot of broad support. Yeah. Whereas, like, you're right, like Barry could win all these things, but then somebody's going to be like, I'm not voting for Barry for series. But that doesn't mean they vote Ted Lasso. They might vote Only Murders, you know? And like,
yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, the other day, like I think Only Murders appeals to everyone, and I think, or it has like the fewest detractors of like the top 5, let's say, in comedy series, because I feel like Ted and Abbott, they're the nice shows. They're similar in they're both aspirational, and it's in their kindness, right? Like that's what they're about. And then, you know, Hacks is like, you know, kind of cynical and not everyone's cup of tea. Remember in season 1 how many people hated Ava?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then, obviously Barry, it's going to be too dark for some people.
Right.
And then you have Murders, which is a murder mystery, and it's funny. But it's not like super like sugary sweet like Abbott and Ted are. Like there's like an edge to it. It can be snarky too. It's like a lot of different things, but it's not like too edgy that it will like turn off a lot of people. Like we've said, like old people love it and you could watch it with kids.
Yep. I mean, I think it could really win. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this plays out, and we'll circle back.
It'll just be interesting because, like we've said, we've never really seriously considered that to win, just because it never won anything over the winter. It was just always there. It was always like we knew it was always going to be nominated, and I think even if we didn't discuss how many nominations it was going to get, it was obvious it would do well because of its crafts.
Right.
So it's really only missing Selena as its big nomination, and I guess you could say, in guest, and Miss Tina Fey and James Caverly too. Also miss sound editing too.
I mean, I would say, like, based on season 2, I think Tina Fey will be represented here, the show, for 2023.
I don't know. I feel like people. So I never predicted Tina Fey to get in for Murders this season, because I feel like a lot of people have been predicting her for past stuff, like Kimmy Schmidt, and she just like doesn't get in.
Right.
So maybe they're just over her too.
Maybe. I mean, I think season 2 she had a lot more to do, and she was very funny. So
yeah,
I think she'll get it for
maybe
season 2.
Paul Rudd will be eligible in guest in season 3.
That'd be great. Joyce, this was fun. If you missed our picks for the night 1,
we didn't really solve anything here, so, and like all these are going to be wrong.
So good thing I didn't write anything down. Night 1 is another video. You can go check that out. Night 2 is right now. The Creative Arts Emmys are Saturday, September 3rd, Sunday, September 4th. So when you're just having a Labor Day barbecue, you can just check them out and see who won. We don't predict everything in the prediction center, but we predict a lot. So you could go make your picks there as well. Joyce, this was so much fun, I got to say. I'll talk to you later.